The government is looking like we're going to be leading up to another shutdown, another government shutdown that will impact home buyers if they're using certain loan programs, mainly the USDA loan program, and that would probably represent, I don't know for sure, that probably represent 70% of my first-time home buyers in the New River Valley. Okay, so it's debatable what the date is, but from what we've researched, it might be December 11th, but for some reason I've got December 17th in my head. I was talking to a couple people, and we were talking about that date. I don't know why, but it looks like from the research you've done, I would go with December 11th.
Yeah, these are. I mean, I looked at multiple articles. I just pulled up these two because they were more concise. So when people go back and watch the podcast and like re-watch this, they can read these, and they're pretty. They're like short reads, and Trump signed in a temporary stopgap funding.
When was this?
It was around September 30th is when this article was published. So it might have been September 29th.
Yeah, is
when it was done. But he put it into, it's supposed to keep the government funding for their like necessary branches of government to go through December 11th.
Gotcha.
So, and that's like all the articles I read said December 11th.
Okay.
So maybe
we'll go with that. We'll go with that. I mean, so what that means, what that actually means is if you are in the buying process right now and you're using USDA loan financing, that if you don't close the deal before December 11th, then your closing could be in jeopardy until the government reopens. So if you are contracted to close December 15th and the government closes December 11th, if there's not any action taken to allow USDA to continue to fund these loans, then you will be in a holding pattern until they reopen so they can stamp approved on the backing of the loan. Mm-hmm. So really consumers and realtors all across the board that are using these loan programs need to be very aware of the climate we're about to be in. And there's nobody talking about this right now. It's not on anybody's radar. We're the first ones to really talk about it. And so we don't really know exactly the details. We're just speculating on what we feel like is going to be a very hard time for the country between a contested election. So this is one of the items that could be majorly impacted is government funding. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I think I'm not really sure what's going to happen with this, to be honest. But this was kind of one of those things that I was talking about in like a recent podcast where I was like, there's like a storm of things that could happen that could cause 2021 to be a disaster. This was one of them. But we've talked about that like before this even happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens on this, I guess. But I don't see it being. I see it being a huge problem if they don't figure anything out. But you know,
I see it being a problem if Well, I see a lot of problems presenting themselves no matter what happens. But yeah, I just hope that we can, whatever the results are, whatever happens, I just hope we can get back to business and back to life, and we can just move forward and continue our pursuit. That's all I hope for.
Yeah, for sure.
If government getting in the way of the people, that's not what the government's for. The government's there to assist and help, not to get in the way. So